Welcome to this live stream on YouTube. It's either morning, afternoon, or evening. Whatever it is for you, let me know what part of the world you're joining from. We always get people from all over this globe, all the way down here in Australia, all the way up through North America, throughout Europe, through the Pacific Islands, all the way down through Mexico, and all the South American countries. I love hearing from you. I love connecting with you. It's one of the reasons I do live stream on YouTube, because we get to connect in real time. And yes, this is live. We had a few questions last time as to whether this was a live. It is certainly live. And I'll prove it to you today by engaging with you in the live stream today. I wanted to open with something that has inspired me today, and I think it'll be a great reminder to you, is that there is always enough. The universe offers all things to you and everything through the law of attraction, if you choose it. Do you want more? You have to choose and know that there is an abundance in all things. There's no lack, there's no limitation, and there is an unlimited supply. I'll say that again. There is an unlimited supply to all things. Each of us has the ability to tap into the unlimited supply. How do we do it? Through our thoughts and our words, if we choose to. And that is the big caveat here, if we choose to. Because the vast majority of people are not doing it intentionally, they're doing it unconsciously. They're creating their lives unconsciously through the predominance of their thinking and words that they speak. Who wants to create intentionally? Who wants to learn how to manifest deliberately and intentionally? I know what I want. I know the life that I am dedicated to creating for myself. It's not happening by chance, it's happening by purpose, because I'm consciously creating it. Sure, I have opportunity to feel discouraged. But any time discouragement arises in the moment, I get to look at it and choose, do I want to see more of that show up in my life? Or do I want to pivot and focus on more of the things that I want? Because how you feel most of the time is the life that you're going to create for your life. That is why feeling is so important. We got to feel good. Now, for the vast majority of people, they feel bad most of the time. Come on, you know these people. I used to be one of them. Always going around being pessimistic, looking toward the negative and all of the things that were going wrong in my life, until I woke up and I realized that I had a part to play, that I was creating my reality through what I believed. You see, your thoughts become things. They become the conditions of your life. That's how powerful you are. It is not so much that your thoughts are powerful. It is that you are powerful, and what you give your attention to expands either positively or negatively. That's the power you have. Now, of course, the choice is yours. Do you want to create a wonderful, abundant life full of joy and happiness? Or do you want to affirm for yourself all of the things that have caused you to stay down and depressed and feeling stuck and defeated? This live stream, my intention for this live stream is to help you feel good, is to elevate your frequency, to elevate your mood so that you get into a more optimistic place, because it's only through an optimistic place that you're going to create something different. In order to experience something different, you have to think differently. Don't they say that to experience change, first you've got to change? And the very definition of insanity is to repeat the same patterns and expect change. And yet for the vast majority of people, that's exactly what they do. Insanity. Let me know where you're joining me from. I'm going to connect now with you in the chat. And please thank Aaron, who's moderating the chat, keeping it a safe, positive place. Some people like to jump on live streams and project their negativity. They like to project their criticism. I want you to be able to see positivity. I challenge questions, of course, but if people are being disrespectful, they will be removed. So if you're one of those people that's just itching to project some negativity, it's not the live stream for you. I'm sure you will find when you scroll other live streams that perhaps they will allow that. It's certainly not something that we're welcoming. And the reason we do that, it's not that I'm afraid of criticism. I get criticized every day, as so many people do that are sharing openly online. But for the people that are following, I like to keep the vibration high. I like to keep them focused on the questions that are going to be answered during this. I like them to be focused on the positivity, because I know that our energy creates. And this being my YouTube channel, I choose to have it positive. So if you want to put some negativity out there, eat your heart out, but this isn't the space for that. All right, who have we got joining us today? Do we have Soren in the chat as always? It's always good to see Soren and Aaron, and we always get Sylvia. Always great to see her in the live stream. People from all over the globe. And I love connecting with you. It's a part of the reason that we do this. We've got Jay and we have Deborah. Amazing. Soren, of course you're there. And we have Stacy. Love having you join. Love having you a part of this. You may have noticed I mentioned a few days ago that I've been doing these around about the same time every day. Sometimes I have clients, sometimes I have commitments, but I'm setting for myself as a goal. About this time, obviously it differs wherever you are joining from in the world. I want to create a space that you can have your questions answered, that we can connect, that you can be encouraged and you can be inspired. I want to make you feel good. Because I know if I can make you feel good, you will create good. You will create good in your life. Now, my teacher, my great teacher who has passed on, taught me some valuable lessons, taught me some valuable wisdom. And I discovered years ago, after she passed into the non-physical, after she left this physical reality, is that it was my soul's purpose to continue that legacy, to continue that message so that it wouldn't go with her. And that's why I do what I do. A lot of people ask me why I do this. I do this because I want to get people to create and to realize that they're creating their reality. Say, I create my reality. Say it again, I create my reality. My question for you, what reality have you been creating for yourself? Has it been a wanted reality, or has it been an unwanted reality? The moment I realized that all those years ago was the day that I took action. I released all of the things that were no longer serving me. I needed to forgive people in my life because those people, that negativity was just holding me bound to the past. What is it in your life that you need to release? What is it that is preventing you from taking action and fulfilling your purpose? Is it the negativity of others? Is it the words that people have spoken in the past that you have believed that is causing you to be stuck? No one has the power to keep us stuck. No one has any power over us unless we relinquish, unless we give away that power. Sure, someone can say something to you, something negative that you can hold on to and believe and let play out as your experience for your entire life if you choose to. Or you can discard that way of thinking. You can release it, let it go and say, it doesn't serve me any longer. And I'm going to create the life that I want. There are always going to be people that are going to cause you to be discouraged. There are always going to be people that will cause you to give up, to give in. They're going to tell you that you're inadequate. They're going to tell you that you don't have what it takes. My question for you is, are you believing someone else's opinion of you? Or is first and foremost, the only opinion that really matters is your own? See, I came to learn that years ago, is that the only opinion that really matters is my own, and that everybody else, either good or negative, opinion didn't ultimately matter, because this is my life and this is what I am creating. Do you agree with that, Tammy? And do you agree with that, Crystal? And do you agree with that, Aaron? Because we are creating our reality. When we consciously create our reality, let's get clear with the universe about specifically what we want to create. Because you're going to get what you give your attention to. It's going to go out, it's going to solidify, it's going to expand, and it's going to become your life experience. Good, bad, indifferent. This isn't a large mole on my face today. It is a microphone. I'm sure we'll get some comments. The reason I put a little bit of a wind cushioning over the top, it looks a bit bigger, is because I was working out that our sound wasn't as good as it could be. And I'm always perfecting this, so if you're listening to it in the car, you're listening to it as you're drifting off or waking up in the morning, that you get the best sound. We've got some email questions that Aaron will be putting into the chat from emails that have come through. If you have a question live, Aaron, would you look out for those great questions and select the best of them? And I will answer some of those questions today. Aaron, can you let me know the first question and he's come through straight away. Thank you, Aaron. Rachel has asked, What is the difference between visualization and manifestation? What is visualization? How do we visualize? How do we see it? Do we have to see a picture in our mind? Can we only get visualization through one sense, through what we see? Or can we hear something? Can we feel something? Can it be a knowing, a feeling, a sensation running through our body? There are so many different forms of visualization. When I take people through visualization work, I like to get all of the senses activated. The feeling aspect, the seeing aspect, the knowing aspect, all of the senses working to get information. There are so many different forms of visualization. Some people feel energy through their body. When I am confirming some truth, I get the goosebumps or the chills go out throughout my body. Sometimes when I share these live streams, I had it yesterday. I was on to something really powerful and I got the chills throughout my whole body when I was uttering those words. There's confirmation that I am putting something out there. So I'm feeling it. When we look at visualization and manifestation, you have to begin by seeing it in here first before you are going to manifest anything. I have 3 steps to manifesting anything in my life. First, I got to see it. Then I've got to be really clear. And with 3 magic words that I use is thank you, thank you, thanking, thank you. By saying those 3 words, thank you, thank you, thank you, I'm removing any distance and any wanting. I'm bringing it into the present moment and I'm knowing that I've already got it. And then as a 3rd step, I step into gratitude. I continue that thanking process. I feel it. I know it. You might have a vision board up at home where you've got your perfect home and you feel the fabric of the furniture. Every time you look at that photo, you feel how good it feels to have that. Now, of course, you might be occupying your current home or space, but your focus and your attention and your set of gratitude is on the thing you desire. You let it go and you say thank you and you send out gratitude that it's already yours. You see, when you know, there's a difference between believing and knowing. When you know something, when you know that you know that you know that you have that thing, there's no negativity that's going to stop you. There's no naysayers that are going to convince you otherwise, because your knowingness will manifest that in which you desire. But of course, the vast majority of people, they give this manifestation stuff a go for a week, 2 weeks, and then they say, yeah, well, that manifestation stuff doesn't work because I tried it. All you over there with the law of attraction. This will work for you if you work it. This will work for you if you don't give up in the face of all of the signs that are telling you it's never going to manifest for you. You're never going to be healthy. Yeah, but my Aunt Pat, she got cancer and her mother got cancer and it just runs in the family. Do you want to be like those people? Is that the reality you want to create? I work with people from all different parts of the world. I do healing sessions. Not that I do the healing, I facilitate a natural healing process. It's the individual that does the healing. And those that get healed and those that don't, I observe this phenomena. What are they giving their attention to? Are they trying to get healed? Because if you're trying anything, all you're going to attract to yourself is more trying. You don't get what you want. You get what you are vibrating at, what frequency you're emitting. That is what you're going to get. If you are trying to get healed, trying to get rich, trying to get peace, the universe is just going to give you more to try for. And of course, that is not manifestation. So for the vast majority of people, they're going to try the law of attraction. They're going to try to manifest, and then they're going to sit there and criticize you and say it doesn't work. If they want to try and give up, I always say, eat your heart out. When you step out of a place of trying to a place of knowing, that is when healing manifests. That is when abundance manifests. Because when you know and you are clear and your vibration is solidifying, it will become your solidified reality. The universe will always match, or the divine, whatever label you want to give it, will always match your vibration. It can't be any other way. That's why I always remind people, you do not get what you want, you get what you are. The universe is simply responding to you because you are powerful. If you believe that you're impoverished, if you believe that you have no power, if you believe that you are unlovable and unworthy and not good enough, then they are the conditions of your life that you will manifest. Why do I say the same things over and over again? Because we need to be reminded over and over again until we believe it. You see, you need to hear something repeatedly until it becomes you. We get what we give our attention to. If we're focused on negativity, you're going to see more of it show up in your experience. If you're focused on gratitude, you're going to have more to be grateful for. I've come to learn that it's not that complicated. Where the challenge lies is in the consistency, in the repetition, in showing up in the face of adversity, showing up when everybody says you're wrong, showing up for yourself. They are the people that are creating their reality. Sure, we can look around in our lives and see all of the unfavorable events, but where are you giving your attention to? Are you putting it more on the things that you want to see more of? The more you do it, the more goodness you will create. Aaron, do we have anyone in the live that has a question? To save time, if we don't have any great live questions, let's go to an email question. I gotta try to get this right. I gotta drink and try to not get my microphone wet so you can hear me slurping. I like to keep my throat nice and moist. Just being careful there to not sound a little bit crass so that we can communicate effectively. We have a question from Lucia, I believe it is. Is it true that people can create around us, but our family, perhaps just watch the wording there. Can you rephrase that for me, Aaron, that question? And perhaps while you're rephrasing, just so I can more easily read that and know exactly what I believe Lucia is referring to. But Aaron, can you please go to the next question? I want to make sure that I get questions answered correctly. So Aaron, with the questions, just make sure you give me dot points or just this specific question. It's just easier for me to read. I don't like looking down too much when I'm speaking. My phone is down here and I'm looking at you and I want to stay looking at you. I think it's important that you see my eyes, that I'm not looking down all the time. I work on that. Okay. So I'll hold my phone up here. Okay. What role does gratitude play in the manifestation process? It's critical. The 3-step process I just shared. You have to be grateful and you have to know that you already have it. I said yesterday we can't fool the universe. Someone said to me, well, who would want to fool the universe? I agree. The universe is just responding, or life, or the divine, whatever label, you might not like that term. Use what works for you. Life, universe, God, divine, is responding to you, is co-creating with you. This is your life. This is your creation. This is your play. If you don't like the way it's going, you can change it anytime you want. And who knows who I'm quoting there? I'll let people perhaps guess in the chat. I'm sure a lot of you that are familiar with my work and the work of the person I'm quoting, you will know the answer to that. All right, Aaron, have we got any more questions? I love answering questions. And can you let me know in the chat as well, Aaron? I forgot to put my clock on today, my timer. Can you let me know how long we have left before the hour? Because I want to make sure we get through as many questions as possible. Soren has said it's natural to be grateful. Infinite reasons to be grateful. You're so right, Soren. Peace and joy and gratitude and feeling grateful is our natural state. When you're not in those or in that feeling, you're out of your natural state. Your natural state is love. It feels most natural to be at peace and in love. Now, all of the negative voices, all of the negative people that show up, and they're always going to show up, not only just for me, negativity can be found everywhere, believe you me. I don't think I need to convince you of that. You're going to see negativity everywhere. The choice is yours whether you identify with it. Let's look at who we are for a moment. Who are you? Are you a body? Are you a mind? Are you a body and a mind? Or is the mind and the body a vehicle? Are you awareness that transcends the physical, animates the physical? And if you're an awareness, does that awareness contain negativity? Does that awareness, if your awareness, contain negativity? Is the body aware? Is my hand aware that it's a hand? Is my elbow aware it's an elbow? Is my brain aware it's a brain? My elbow, my hand, my brain is not aware that it is a brain or an elbow or an arm. There is awareness that is animating that arm and brain. The awareness in which you are transcends death. It is pure consciousness. It is pure positivity. It is pure love. It is pure divinity. That is your true essence. If you're identifying with a small little old me somewhere, you're identifying with something that is illusionary. You are awareness. You are simply aware. How do you know when you go to sleep at night, if you have a good night's sleep, if you're unconscious? How do you know that you've had a good night's sleep? You know it, right? You know you had. And you might not be aware of it because you might be off in dreamland. Well, hopefully you're off in dreamland. But you're not sitting there observing, but you know it. This is the knowingness that I spoke about earlier. The knowingness. To know that you are the I am that is animating, that is going to transcend your physical experience. Now, stay with me for a moment, because if this is true, and if we can accept the I am presence, this consciousness in which is animating every physical thing, then we're not a human body. We're not a human mind. We transcend it. And if we transcend the physical, stay with me, what possibility does that open up in this physical reality that we're focused on? See, if we are divine consciousness, is there lack and limitation when it comes to manifestation? You go down a whole rabbit hole when you start to be aware of this, because there are no lack and there is no limitation when you understand that you are awareness itself. When you know you are, when you identify with the I am, nothing is impossible for you. There is nothing that is impossible because you are creating, you are identifying with the Creator within yourself. And from that place of knowingness, you get into what I spoke earlier of, is you know that it's going to go a certain direction. All of the things in my life that I'm creating, I know. Do I need evidence to convince me that those things are going to manifest? No, because I know. Do I need people to confirm? Here's the thing. This is an area when it comes to self-love. And it's the number one thing I observe that most people need to work on, is loving themselves. If you love yourself, and I'm not talking about ego. I'm not talking about being arrogant. I'm talking about truly embracing who you are, truly accepting who you are. If you love and know your value and you know your worth, there is nobody out there that can convince you otherwise. Nobody. Because you know. When I went through this process for myself, I found it really challenging as I was manifesting it in the beginning, only in the beginning. Because like so many other people, I used to get a sense of validation from what others thought about me. What others thought about me either positively or negatively. That is where I derived an identification, as so many people do. Or it could be we look for abundance in the world. We look for love in the world. We're looking for all of the things that can't be found in the world. They can only be found in you. So the vast majority of people spend their life searching for something where it cannot be found. And if you look at every ancient wisdom tradition, they point to this truth, that it can only be found within oneself. The Buddha spoke about true wealth and abundance being found within. To Jesus saying that the kingdom of heaven is within you, they pointed to this truth. And yet, with each cycle and phase in humanity, we have a world obsessed with external gratification, with external validation, with external. And they will never find the happiness, the contentment, the health, the abundance where it cannot be found. When you know you are those things already and you tap into the reservoir of your being, then you will manifest the I am into your physical reality. I am health. I am abundant. I am consciousness. I am all of the things I desire. You don't have to look very far. You stop searching and trying to manifest them out there somewhere, and you connect with what's already inside of you. You see, everything you've been searching for and seeking and longing for and wishing for and trying to manifest is already within you. But you have to believe it. You have to identify with it. You have to make the connection, and only you can. And when you make that connection, when you know it's already in here, then you're going to see it out there, because life is simply just a match to what you are. Who agrees with me? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Aaron, what is our next question? And let me say hello to some people. I haven't said hello to as many people. Janice, welcome to you. We have Lucy. Wonderful. All these. Tammy, hello, Tammy, who is here as well. Lots of people that are joining. Crystal and Tricky Ricky. Hello, Tricky Ricky. I wonder if Tricky Ricky's been nice or not. All right. Aaron, what's our next question? And let me do my mic and water thing again. I wonder if we can get a better system with that. Maybe someone can advise. Hello, Pam. Aaron, what is our next question? And just waiting for Aaron there on the questions. Are you still with us, Aaron? Okay, Samantha has said, what role does gratitude play in the manifest state? We had that question, Aaron, already from Samantha. I answered that question already, so perhaps can we go to a next question? What has Joel said, or Joe rather? How would you recommend or not? Okay, Joe, perhaps you can get there with the rest of that so I can read, because I'm just trying to filter through. Aaron, what do we have as a next question? Aaron's typing away. He's sitting there typing. Mark asks, how can I overcome doubt and skepticism about the law of attraction? And I was covering this, wasn't I? The skeptics, the naysayers, oh, that law of attraction doesn't work, I tried it. You're going to have, let me guarantee you, you're going to have a lot that is going to show up for you in the early days of manifestation that is going to seem like you are crazy. It's never going to work for you. You don't deserve it. People are going to ridicule you. In fact, the brighter you shine, the more shadows you will cast. The brighter I shine, the more trolls I'm going to attract. The more I shine, the more shadows are cast. The more you step into this way of positivity, the more things initially are going to show up that are going to tell you that you're silly, that you'll never make it, that you'll never be well, that this is crazy, that this is just some crazy guy on YouTube talking like this and he's too hyped up. You're going to hear it all, believe you me. I've been there. When you cease where the I am who you really are, when you wake up and you realize that you're not just this physical meat suit, that your awareness that is experiencing the physical, that is where the inner shift takes place. And everything in your experience will transform. First, you've got to get yourself into a place of believing and knowing. You have to pay attention to, in the early days, to every thought you are thinking. And if it's not what you want, discard it. If it's not what you want, get it out of your consciousness. Focus on what you want. If you don't feel good, get yourself into a place of feel good. How do I do that, Paul? How do I feel good when everything is against me? What I like to do is put on some happy, inspiring music to help elevate my mood. I play with my dog, Louie. I take him out to the park. I get into nature. I do all of the things that feel good to get myself feeling good, because I know when I feel good, I create good in my life. You get what you focus on. Are you focused on negativity? Are you focused on all of the doubt? And there's plenty of negativity in the world. Are you focusing on things in the world that don't even concern your personal life, where your life is falling apart and you're buying in to all of these narratives that are playing out, and you wonder why you've got more to see? You get what you are. Are you, as a divine creator, limitless consciousness, gonna identify with all of that stuff? Like I said, eat your heart out. If that is what you want more of, I'll guarantee you there'll be more of that show up for you. If you want to create intentionally, if you want to create consciously, you have to get clear about what you want. Where are we sitting at? Tammy has said she dances, she goes into the sun. We're at 41 minutes. Let me know where we're at now, Aaron. I've got this checklist before I go live of all the steps I need to do. And the one thing I didn't do was put on my clock. The reason I stick to 1 hour is I don't like to go over, because I like to honor the time. I think it's important that we stick to what we say. And I say an hour, so we do an hour. I'm just looking at my clock here again. All right, so we've got about 15 minutes, 44 minutes. Thank you, Aaron. All right, Albert has asked, and we'll get to Albert's question, how do I manifest a positive mindset when faced with challenges? Well, as I just said, in that little rant I was on, we're going to get that, I guarantee, in the beginning days. What I call resistance. You're going to have resistance come up. It is going to be the analytical part of your mind. It's going to be the rational part of your mind that's going to tell you that by going down that direction that it's not the best road to take. I do a lot of regression work, past life regression, quantum healing, hypnosis technique. I witness this time and time again. There are two aspects of the person. One is the conditioned analytical aspect, the conscious self. And then there is the I am, or the higher self, or the subconscious. Those two, I've witnessed this time and time again, are generally at odds with each other. They have a completely different perspective. They have a completely different opinion. They have a completely different understanding of reality. The more you identify with this conscious aspect, the more you are going to remain like it wants to keep you small and safe. All it's trying to do is keep you safe. That is what its job is. Some people say the ego is bad. It's not my observation. My observation is that the ego can be very useful. Now, when I say ego, I'm referring to the analytical or the conditioned part of our mind. It's the part that tries to keep us safe. For example, when I cross the road and I'm walking little Louie across the road, I need to rely on this analytical aspect of my mind to navigate the traffic, to time the traffic so we can pass safely. Without it, what do you think is going to happen? We need it. But we don't need it all of the time. In fact, there are many circumstances when that is the last thing we need, is to be kept safe. When we're trying to create and manifest something different in our life, the last thing you need is to be kept safe, to be kept small, to be kept in the familiar, when you're just trying to create something different. This is where we need to get clear about what we want and what we don't want. Who has a manifestation practice? Let me know in the comments if you've got a practice or a ritual or a routine that you use to manifest. It's good for me to get a clear understanding from people of what they're doing when it comes to creating their lives. Tora and Susan, thank you. Susan has asked a question here. How often do clients receive physical healing during quantum healing and BQH sessions? Susan, that's a big question. I think it depends upon the practitioner. Now, I get feedback all of the time of people that have sessions that don't have the best session. And they think that perhaps quantum healing hypnosis technique, QHHT, isn't effective because it didn't work for them. Often it comes down to the connection between the practitioner and the client. But to answer your question, how many people get healed? What I've observed is not everybody wants to be. Not everybody is ready to let go or disidentify with old beliefs and patterns. They want to stay stuck with the old because it is familiar. Now, there is no lack and limitation when it comes to any healing. I've seen people manifest complete abundance. I've seen a woman who was given 3 weeks to live miraculously heal from advanced ovarian cancer. It is not that she was special, it is that she was ready to relinquish the old identity. We often see this in the final moments of one's life. They don't have any more identity left. They don't have any time left. And in their case, it's a lot easier to relinquish all of the stuff that we are so attached to. Some people will never in this life be fully ready. And according to my work, according to the teachings of Dolores Cannon, that is where they come back and they repeat what they don't learn. Doesn't mean they're bad, just means they didn't get the lesson this time round. Say, I am eternal. I am. Say this, I am the I am. And you as the I am are eternal. If you come back here to this earth reality and you want to do it again because you're learning a particular lesson, you will. I'd much rather not have to repeat lessons. So I choose to get as many as I can in this life. Someone who says, I am that I am. When you identify with that, when you really know you are that I am, this goes along perfectly with what Dolores Cannon said as a wonderful quote. There is no lack. There is no limitation. Only that which you set for yourself. If you say, well, you can get healed in QHHT for some of the minor issues like phobias, some of the minor stuff like a flu or a skin condition, but boy, you can't heal from advanced ovarian cancer. That is what you'll create. You are setting what is possible and not possible. This is when it comes to poverty thinking. That mindset. I spoke about mindset yesterday. If you didn't listen to my message yesterday, you can go back here on YouTube. We're either going to have a positive mindset, a prosperous or abundant mindset, or we're going to have a positive mindset. Your mindset will set the course of your life. Because mind is what the I am is identified with. Who wants to manifest an abundant life? I think I know the answer to that question. Question is, are you ready? Because not everybody is. Are you ready to let go of the old to make way for the new? Unfortunately, my observation has been the vast majority are not. And that is why the way that Dolores Cannon and others have articulated it, have pointed towards it, that a great shift is going to take place and is taking place. It is a shift in consciousness. It's those that are ready to evolve and to reach the next stage and those that are not. Doesn't mean there are good and a bad. It just means you're either ready or not ready. Where do you sit in that group? Because we will have people even listening now that are going to sit in one group or another. Are you ready to relinquish? Soren is ready, and Carl is ready, and Aaron is ready. Wonderful to see you come through and being ready. I don't say that, and Dolores Cannon never said that to create fear, because we're creating our lives. It's our choice. We're not being judged by a deity. No, we're doing it to ourselves. It's always been you. It's always been about you. And it always will be, because this is your experience that you're creating. You just have to decide what you want to create. If you don't want to take action, if you don't want to have any different, you don't need to do anything, because you will just continue by default creating all of the stuff that you have believed up until this point. It's like an autopilot. That's for the vast majority of people, that's where they sit now. Now, of course, they're not conscious of this, they're not aware of this, but they're creating it nonetheless. I'm creating consciously. True, spot on, someone has said. And let me read a couple of the comments. Hey bro, what's the conversation about from New Zealand? Aaron, who is moderating the chat, will give you some more context, and you can always go back and re-listen to this. But we're talking about how we create our reality, how you are creating your reality, good, bad, and indifferent. Lucy has said she is, and Janice, and wonderful to see all those people that are shifting. Do we have any? I'm going to do one more question before I close. One quick question. We've got a few minutes to go. One quick question, and then I will close the live stream for this Thursday. And let me know now in the comments what part of the world you're joining me from. Let me know your city and your country. Just as we're finishing up here, let me know your city and your country in the comments down the bottom. Aaron has asked on behalf of somebody Joan, hello Joan. Joan has asked, what role does belief play in manifestation? Great question. You can still manifest if you believe something, but there is a higher form of manifestation, which is to know. Yes, we can manifest in belief. So yes, you got to believe it. But you can shift to believing something first you got to convince yourself. First you got to believe it. But then the next step, which I like to obviously take after a belief, is to begin to know. That is when I just know that I know. It doesn't matter if I'm seeing in my external experience the confirmation yet. When I know it in here, I'm not going to be convinced otherwise. Now, a belief can be changed. Our beliefs often evolve over the years. We have one set of beliefs, and then we're challenged, or we experience something different, and then we adopt a new set of beliefs. When you know something, you know that you know that you know, there is nobody or thing that is going to convince you otherwise, because you already know it. That is the highest way to manifest, is when you know. You know, you identify with the I am. And from that perspective, your world and all of the things in it start to look very differently, because you understand that if you are this I am presence, which we all are, that is why beyond this physical we are all one. We are all one. We are all that I am presence. Sure, you're having this individual experience. You're having this identification as the physical, the body, the mind. But it's a vehicle for the I am. And when it comes time, you know that will be discarded, and yet you remain. Aaron, can you put, just as we're closing, my email in the comments down the bottom? If you've got a question or you need some support, or you want to have a session with me, or you've got questions that haven't been addressed, I will answer those questions. You can email me directly. It's paul@pwilliamsofficial. You'll see it in the comments now. Aaron is graciously typing it in, and you can contact me directly. I probably won't do another one of these live sessions until early next week. For those of my students that are enrolled in our live masterclass program, we've got that happening on Saturday evening in the US, Sunday morning in Australia. It's going to be incredible. We're going to be doing some manifestation exercises. We're going to be talking about manifestation. Robin and Aaron and Lisa and Tina will see you there. I'm sure you're in here. So until then and until next week, remember, you're creating everything in your experience. Get really clear about what you're creating.